I don't do interviews, but this time I have an interesting guest. This is Soren. He happens to have dated someone who is in prison right now. Is that a good way to describe it?
Um, yeah, yeah,
I mean, it's pretty straight and to the point, right?
pretty much.
Yeah. Um. So, anyways, we're gonna sit here and we're gonna talk. We're gonna ask him a little bit about the situation and stuff. Would you like to tell them which person we're talking about?
Molly and Michelle Jarrett. She
Okay.
was arrested in Florida or arrested here in Dothan, but she was wanted in Florida for kidnapping and beating a minor and leaving her tied to a tree. While did all this while dressed as Raven from Teen Titans. So,
Yeah, I think that's what made the story so viral, and so many people they were like, "What the fuck? She's dressed up like a
like,
superhero and did the most non-superhero shit ever."
right.
Like, oh, there's so many things wrong with it. But I think that's what really stuck with people was like she dressed up like a fucking superhero and did the most evil, heinous act you could do. uh, anyways, so the thing that I want to go through here is just ask you a little bit about like what you remember from that person and their upbringing, what their family life was like, and just generally where everything is like where you are
Right.
now and yeah. But first, let's start off with that time.
Um,
How'd you guys meet?
ask away. We met at a trampoline park, actually.
That's a very interesting place to meet someone. I've never been to a trampoline park. That's cool.
Right, right, right.
That's a very unique one. I can't say I've heard that one before.
Yeah, I think I was going with some friends and then I had met her and
Yeah.
yeah.
I just realized I don't have eyebrows.
Oof.
Yeah, that's an oopsie.
You might want to do those real quick.
And you can't edit eyebrows in later. Isn't that funny?
A little bit, yeah.
Anyways, this is gonna be the raw version if you guys can't tell. And then we're gonna edit through it and do the stuff later, and we're gonna have a nice, prettier version of this. But we kind of like to do live stuff anyways on this channel, so this works out perfect. And yeah, that was part of the request. So here we are. We're finally actually in everything. We can hop on over to the chat real quick and make sure we don't ignore anyone, at least on Twitch. Oh wait. Oh wait, the chat's right here, right in front of me. I'm not used to actually being in front of me.
Oof.
Yeah. Embarrassing, right? Yeah.
Ah, shit happens. It's the first one you've done about this type of stuff, so.
Yeah. So, anyways, well, okay, so you met her there, and like, did you like the person at first? Did you like her?
I did, I did.
Yeah. Okay. So
Um,
it was one of those things where you're like, oh,
but
this is cool.
as time went on, I started to realize like how she truly was.
Yeah.
And we'll get more into that as questions are asked.
Yeah. 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 Like, what was the first real alarm bell that went off?
her family life was pretty good from what I saw, and she treated her family pretty bad.
Yeah. Usually when they treat their
Yeah,
family bad, you know something's up.
right. And I didn't cue in. I was ignoring the red flags because I was just stupid at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, w- we were all
Granted, what
young
guy hasn't done that with a girl before?
and in love at one point. We've all been there.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't necessarily say in love. I would
Well, you
say
know.
blinded by my own wants and needs at that point in time.
Hmm. Oh, so
Yeah.
you were just in it for the booty at that point.
Um.
Young teenagers makes sense. Or, wait,
No. No. Not really. I was trying to build a relationship, but
okay, yeah,
communication wasn't exactly key
yeah,
with
yeah,
her, and it just in one ear and out the other most of the time.
yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
There was no actual communication, but yeah, I've
It,
been there
it,
too.
it I'll admit it felt very one-sided, and this is just from, how I went through it personally.
Hmm.
This isn't like me trying to badmouth anybody at this point.
Yeah,
Despite how she was and what she
yeah,
did,
you,
I don't really wish harm upon anybody because, karma.
yeah. And
Right.
in all honesty, maybe the prison will give her the help she needs, right?
Uh, Hopefully so.
I mean, it works. It works for some people. Oh shit, prison's like pretty scary. That's how you know you've really fucked up
Yeah.
if you're actually
I,
in prison, right?
right. I'm grateful I've never had to, you know.
Which is actually kind of interesting. But anyway, it's next part. Okay, so did you guys have shared interests? Did you like
I
play
thought
games
we did at
together?
one point, but not as many as you would think.
Yeah, this makes sense.
Yeah.
By the way, if you didn't notice, he's right there. He's that skull right there that I'm pointing at. Just making sure they can see which one you were. But yeah, okay, so you guys didn't really have any shared interests, so that makes yeah.
No, not really. Not towards the end.
Hmm.
Uh, um,
What is?
I tried to get her into some video games, but that never really worked. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
Makes sense.
What else you got? Hit me with it.
Sorry, just hit. I'm just fixing my makeup a little bit. Um, and anyways, we're going back to the next part. Okay, so when did you realize everything changed?
Right when she left.
So just
She had left me because I wouldn't go change a car battery at my father's house.
oh yes, yes,
And
yes.
uh yeah.
Oh God.
And I just kinda she said you sold yourself. She lied to people about how I was and you know,
Yeah.
I just kinda realized like, oh, okay. Like this is not something I should have continued to be a part of, and
Yeah.
I'm glad that it was over.
Yeah. And then you were saying the other guy that she had been the guy that she had been arrested with he
I actually went to school with him, and
yeah,
he was a good dude. I truly think like he was blinded like I was, and if you look at the court stuff, I'm pretty sure it's publicly available. Um, she was the ringleader behind all of it, so she kind of just told them what to do, where to go, and
yeah.
that's how I understand that happened.
It's pretty crazy though.
Definitely.
So you what like were you surprised that she got in trouble for something
Um,
like that?
n- After I saw how she was, no, not really.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
that's what
I at that point I thought, oh shit, I dodged a fucking bullet there. Pardon the
I think that's
French.
actually what made me want to interview you when we were talking about this before was because
Right.
you were like, yeah, it didn't surprise me. I'm like, huh, that seems like that seems like there's a little bit more to that. So
There is. But I'll just answer whatever questions are asked pretty much.
okay, um, now, so you were saying you're sure that she was the whole ringleader in that whole process, and
Yes, yes.
I think it sounds like it makes sense. Shit though, that's fucked up.
Um, well, there are some messed up people in the world, so.
Yeah, because
Right.
I know a few people I've dated have like passed on and stuff, but I've never had anyone do that. So it is very different, a very different kind of story. Shows you that you really do never
Yeah.
know who people are on the inside, right?
Yeah, that's true. It, and people always show their true colors in the end, I've noticed.
Hmm. But yeah, and then anyways, so let's transition into where your life is now versus where it was then. Back then,
Um,
was it a
yeah.
little rocky back then?
Um, right after, yeah, I was trying to find my footing again, and compared to then, I have. I ended up with someone amazing, had two beautiful kids with them, and I couldn't really be happier with it, honestly.
Yeah. And
I'm
in
living the life
contrast,
I wanted to live.
yeah. And in contrast,
Yes.
she's in prison and can't hurt anyone. And again, so isn't that fun?
Well, for however long, yeah.
Yeah. Also, there's a whole rehabilitation process that they get to go through. There's a lot of stuff. They try to turn their lives around too, like like all the people. But you can only work so much to turn someone's life
Right,
around,
right.
right? And
Everybody has a limit. So,
oh, yeah, that's pretty interesting subject. I've never Caesar, stop. I've never really I've never really thought about anything else like I thought about interviewing anyone about anything as interesting as this. So
well,
it's
whatever
nice
you
to
want to know, I'm willing to answer whatever I can. So,
I think I'm out of questions for the moment. But how about you talk about anything that you'd like to share about the thing?
um, I think the craziest part to me was having to explain to people that like I'm not that type of person.
Yeah.
Um, that was definitely the hardest part, having to change my image, like get my image back to where it was, you know? Um,
Yeah, because they're like, you dated her, right? That makes sense.
right, and I'm eh, some aren't. It really depends on the person, you know?
And didn't you guys come from a rather small area too?
Yeah, we did. Pretty much everybody knows everybody where we're from. It's a small town type of area.
Yeah, the only thing I ever heard about that area was um that Joe Rogan went there.
Once, and I don't think he's come back.
No, it was because the stripper was weird. Hmm.
Uh, Oof.
Yeah, remember that whole story? Some
No,
s-
not
some
really.
some snaggletooth stripper dressed like a wrestler.
So Joe Rogan, credit to him for what he's built, right? He's just personally not my cup of tea. No disrespect meant to him. You know, I'm glad you've built what you've built. You're just not my cup of tea. That's all.
Yeah, but yeah, I just thought that was funny. Because that's like the only thing I've ever heard, like only story I've ever heard. No one has stories about that place, which is weird. Because small towns usually have a
Um,
lot more, like, at least the people around there usually have a lot to talk about.
you'd be surprised. It really just depends on like who you run into from here. Some people like it, some people don't. I mean, I personally don't like it where I'm at, but at the same time, I'm happy with
Yeah.
my situation, if that makes sense, compared to then.
Ooh. Caesar, chill. Dog just barking for
I
no
think
reason.
the craziest thing to me was the fact that she left me for that guy when she had me try to keep him away from him like a couple weeks before. And then when I kind of started trying to get us to work together more, it seemed to
Yeah.
move to a point of like, okay, I don't want to do this. This guy is actually trying to be right, and I don't like that.
Mm-hmm. Very odd.
Right. It definitely, definitely. And when you realize like how she was and what people have heard, you know, it kind of starts to make sense that that type of stuff would have happened. Um, I remember one of my friends had tried to loyalty test her, and it did not go well, and we were all screwed up, so I just didn't even notice it, you know?
Mm.
Yeah. But like he had made sure he had my permission beforehand. I remember
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So just all around, not a great person to be around, huh?
Um, Made herself out to be at first, but in the end, no. Um,
Also, oh
yeah,
my God, that cosplay was so bad. Oh my God, that was the worst cosplay I've ever seen.
yeah, no. There were so many comments about it.
Yeah. But I mean, objectively, don't you think it was pretty bad?
Right, right. And um objectively yes.
Like, like, no, there's no denying that was just not very good.
Yeah.
I bet those police had a great time though.
Oh, no doubt. I had a fun time just looking at the comment section at that point.
Yeah.
I remember there was one time afterward, with how she did me, I just couldn't breathe at one point when she came into where I was working, and it was like, oh shit. That was a terrible day for me, but you know, everybody has rough days. I've learned to kind of control that type of feeling. So,
So, were you in a small enough place where you knew the victim too?
no, I didn't know the victim. As far as I understand, it was a minor, and um,
Okay.
yeah, but no, I did not know the victim. I kind of tried to stay away from that type of area
Yeah, yeah.
and just kind of stay to myself at that point.
Probably the best choice in all honesty. Because
Right, right.
there probably wasn't much there for you anyways.
No, not really. Um, I learned to kind of just keep my head down and stay quiet and
But yeah,
avoid a lot of stuff.
as someone who is super into cosplay, very I'm very surprised. I have so many opinions about it, but wow. The cosplay
Right.
aspect was just like so off.
It was so bad.
Like, was she going to a convention or something?
No, it was Halloween, and
Oh, it was
that's what she wanted
Halloween.
to dress as, I guess.
Okay, that makes more sense. Halloween. Because
Right.
every time you see the story recirculate, it says that it was that she was going to a convention,
Um, I don't know.
and I was like, do they even do conventions in your area?
Sometimes, like the Civic Center will host them, but
Okay, okay, yeah, because
it depends.
I know my area is small enough to where there are no conventions for like miles and miles.
Right.
Hmm. We got to go to like cities and stuff for that.
Yeah. It does depend on like how big the area is for those.
Yeah, conventions are interesting in general, though. I think they're really nice things.
The closest thing I've been to a convention is a concert. I've been to, I think, like seven now, but like three separate shows. So it's kind of like scrunched up.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I think I'll probably set up a different thing for this interview thing later, so we don't end up always using the news thing. But this is I like the way this looks so far. It doesn't look too bad. Um, I think I'm out of questions, honestly, because
Well, that was quick.
yeah, at least out of other things that I can think things that I can think of really.
Right.
Um, so in summary, your life is in a much better place,
Definitely,
and
definitely.
hers definitely isn't.
That really depends on like how she's doing in prison. She may be happy, she may not be. I don't know.
Yeah,
You
but
know?
someone that definitely didn't deserve freedom if that's what they were gonna do, right?
Right.
Anyways, anything else you want to say before we sign off and kill this thing?
No,
25
I think
minutes
that's
isn't
all I can really think of.
25 minutes isn't too bad. Let's be honest.
There's a lot more to the story if people want to research it, right? That's just really, if anybody wants to like ask any other questions or have a follow-up, I'm definitely down to do that.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
definitely. I'll see if there's any
right.
interest because yeah, it's not often that we get to talk to someone about a viral moment like this. Like again, that picture was really viral, and yeah, sorry
No,
if
definitely. She was after fame, it seemed like, and she got her 15 seconds of fame. Just I don't think it was in the way she wanted it.
no.
But, her actions, she's got to bear the consequences of those now.
Hmm. Yep.
I'm just thankful that she left me when she did because I wouldn't. I'm also grateful that I made that mistake because I wouldn't have ended up where I am now.
Yeah, and which is a
Right.
much
And
better place.
definitely, and I'm very grateful that I ended up where I did.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this is the only time I've ever even heard of someone actually talking to someone after one of those things. So this will be an
Right.
interesting thing. I have no idea how this will perform. So
But like if anybody's interested in a follow-up interview, just like comment some questions and
yeah,
we can get that sorted.
yeah, we can definitely do this another time. It's there's a I'm probably gonna have a more organized thing next time. We might tread over some questions, some of the same questions again, but yeah, I hope you guys like this. We'll be Yeah, we'll probably be doing this again soon. Don't worry.